Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Am I audible to everyone? Yes. Sir, am I audible to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay, let's start with the name of Almighty Allah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome all of you and very good evening from Pakistan. I would like to thank firstly the Al-Sadiq Institute of Islamic Banking and Financial and Thaqafat. And equally, I am also grateful, Ma'am Madiha Rubab, the members managing committee, and Maria Shahab. So nice of you. Thank you very much for great coordination. Let's start with the topic of the day that is related to the digital trade and application of e-commerce in Pakistan. You are well aware that we are now a part of technology-driven era of globalization. It means whenever we are talking about the technology-driven era of globalization, it means we are talking about the fintech, regtech, and smart blockchain systems, financial technologies, and then the regulatory technologies are very much in. Now the applications are everywhere, including here in Pakistan, or we can say the part of our regulatory regime in Pakistan, the digitization, then the digitalization, and many other aspects are now practical. I have some problem with that. Now the first form is related to the digitization, which means the availability of the data or the digitized information. Then the second step related to these activities is related to the digitalization. It means whenever we are talking about the digitalization, it means the automated business processes. Then the third phase is related to the digital transformation. It means the usage of digital product. It means we can say that digitization is related to the eliminating the paper and converting all your work to the digital tool. Then the digitalization means the using technology to enhance your business processes. And then third is the digital transformation. Ultimate part is related to the mobilizing your people, process, and the technology to transform your businesses. So we have the ultimately 3 steps for the implementation, and we have now here some definitions and related information. For example, one side is related to the digitization or the digitalization. In other words, definitions transforming analog data to the digital is a digitization. Then, as compared to the other part, which is related to the digitalization, it means utilizing technology to enhance the corporate processes is known as the digitalization. Then the information, for example, the scanning a paper document, you have convert the music to the MP3, or the convert the wet signature to the electronic, or we can say that the converting a paper map into the digital. Then the digitalization, video conference, call instead of the physical meetups, automating work certificate processes in the businesses, ability to use the ATM to deposit checks, for example, and the audio conferencing, the chat and messaging, etc., are the examples of digitalization. Then we have the many benefits on the both hands. For example, the benefits of the digitizations are the faster access to the information, reduce storage cost, improve the digital preservation, and the archiving. Then we can say the ability for the integration. And on the other hand, when we are talking about the digitalization, it means the benefits are much more, the efficiency and the productivity improvements. Then we have the improved transparency, faster and better decision-making, and the improve the customer satisfactions level. Global digital trade. Okay. we elaborate the e-commerce growth, for example, the digital trade landscape globally has been the rapidly evolving phenomena. With the e-commerce playing a significant role, the companies worldwide have been increasingly leveraging the internet to conduct the businesses, which is the e-commerce businesses, are the application, we can say, the businesses, reaching the consumer across the border and expanding their market internationally. Digital payment systems are another phenomena. The digital payment and the online banking have become the more prevalent, allowing for the seamless international transaction. For example, the cryptocurrencies have also gained attention as an alternative form of the digital payment. Then the data privacy and the security. The data is everywhere. Without the data, you cannot run your businesses. No, in the current scenario, are the technology-driven era of the globalization. Countries and the businesses have been working on the regulation and technologies to ensure the secure transfer and storage of digital information. Then the cross-border regulation or the regulatory regime. Although the variation is there from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, but it is very important aspect of the global digital trade. Different countries have the varying regulation concerning the digital trade, which can impact how businesses operate across border. Trade agreements and the international organizations play a role in shaping these regulations. Then we can talking about now the digital landscape in Pakistan, the e-commerce in Pakistan. Yes, the Pakistan e-commerce sector has experienced the significant growth in the recent era, that driven by the increasing internet penetration and a growing middle class. Platforms like Draz, Alibaba, AliExpress, and the local businesses have been thriving. Digital payments. Here in the Pakistani market perspective, we can say the digital payment system like the Jazz Cash and the Easy Pesa have gained the popularity, making it easier for the people to make transactions and engage in online commerce. Internet penetration and other aspects of the digital landscape in Pakistan. The internet penetration in the Pakistan has been increasingly steadily facilitated by the widespread availability of the affordable smartphones. This has enabled the more people to access the digital services and engage in online activities. Then we can say about the government initiative. Yes, the Pakistani government has been working on digital initiative to promote technology adoption and digitization. These include the efforts to improve the digital infrastructure and online services here in Pakistan. Yes, of course, the parallel way, the challenges are also there. The challenges faced by the digital landscape in Pakistan include the issues related to the cyber security, the financial crimes and the digital literacy, and the need for the robust regulatory framework to ensure the secure and the trustworthy digital transactions. For the most recent and specific information about the global digital trade landscape and the digital journey of Pakistan, the latest report from the international organization, such as the World Trade Organization, WTO, we are also talking about the globalization, and the globalization concept is also the initiative of the WTO or the World Trade Organization. Then we have talking about the World Bank and the local government sources are the reputable news outlets for the most recent update on these topics. The importance of the digital trade or the e-commerce has become an indispensable component of the global economy now in these days, revolutionizing the way of the businesses operate and consumer engage with the product and services. Its significance can be understood through the several key aspects. The global reach and the market expansion is a phenomenon. The digital trade breaks down the geographical barriers, allowing the businesses, regardless of size, to access a global customer base. It enables the companies to expand their market beyond border, reaching the consumer distance, a concern of national economic growth. Yes, we can say the enhanced efficiency and the cost effectiveness is also the importance of the digital trade. Digital platforms streamline the business's operation, transactions, communication, and the data storage and the conduct electronically. Significantly, the reducing paperwork or the elimination of the physical documentation processes and the operational cost. Because whenever we are talking about the international trade or the transactions, it means we are talking about the cost and time. Cost and times are the assets in the international trade transaction. These efficiencies allow businesses to focus the resources on innovation and the improving their operations. Then the empowerment of the small and medium enterprises is another key benefit of the digital trade. Digital trade provides the SMEs with a platform to compete globally. Online marketplace enable them to showcase their product and services, conduct the international buyer, and compete with the large enterprises on a level playing field, driven entrepreneurship and the economic diversification. Then the job creation and the economic growth is another most popular benefit of the digital trade. The digital trade ecosystem create the employment opportunities in the various sectors, including the logistics, online marketing, software development, and the customer support. As the digital economy expands, it contributes significantly to economic growth and the stability. Yes, another aspect is the consumer convenience and choice. Digital trade offer the consumer unparalleled convenience. They can shop online, access services, and conduct transactions from the comfort of their homes. Moreover, it provides the access to a broader range of the product and services, fostering healthy competition and ensuring the better equality and the pricing of for the consumer. Yes, another aspect is data-driven decision making. No, the data is everywhere, as we have already uh, already provide some info related to the data, the digitization. Digital trade generate the vast amount of data. Analyzing this data, analytical review, are the help the businesses understand the consumer preferences, market trends, and purchasing behavior. This information is invaluable for making the data-driven decisions, optimizing products, and tailoring the services to meet the customer need efficiently. The innovation and the entrepreneurship, the digital landscape encourage the innovation, entrepreneurship, and the businesses continually develops new technologies, application, and the business model, driving the progress in various industries. Digital trade foster an environment conducive to the experimental and creativity. Yes, no, another important aspect related to the digital trade, environmental sustainability. The word is now mainly focused on these also. The digital trade can contribute to environmental sustainability by reducing the need for the physical infrastructure, by minimizing the travel, paperwork, and the resources intensive processes. Digital trade can lower the overall carbon footprint associated with the traditional business operations. Now, we are talking about now the brief history of the e-commerce. Remembers first time in the 1994, when the first internet sale was made, a CD sold to a friend through a website. E-commerce traced back in 1994. Now a global phenomenon, boosted by the likes of Amazon and Alibaba. E-commerce has a global reach of the 12 to 24 million e-commerce stores now. In the last few years, e-commerce has growth exponentially due to the COVID-19 pandemic, during which the many businesses pivoted their models to satisfy customer. And that was also the opportunity. Also, there was a huge losses, but that was also create the opportunity for the businesses. According to the statistics, the retail e-commerce generated about 5.2 trillion US dollar in sale in 2022. and is expected to reach 8.1 trillion by the 2026. That is the horizon of the e-commerce businesses. However, the B2B e-commerce market was even the larger, yielding 17.9 trillion in 2022 onwards. You are probably familiar with the e-commerce. Yes, the e-commerce market in Pakistan. Yes, this is also the growing phenomena here in Pakistani jurisdiction. Pakistan is the 46th largest market for e-commerce with the predicated revenue of the US dollar 5.6 million by the 2023 onwards, placing it ahead of Romania. The revenue is expected to show a compound annual growth rate at the 2023 and the 2027 of the 5.9%, resulting in a projected market volume of 7.0 million by the 2027, with an expected increase of 2.4% in the 2023. The Pakistani e-commerce market contributed to the worldwide growth rate of 9.6 in the 2023. Now we are onwards in the 2024 and 25. Like in Pakistan, global e-commerce sales are expected to increase over the next years. 5 markets are considered by the e-commerce DB with the Pakistani e-commerce market. Electronics and the media is the largest market and account for 35.4% of the Pakistani e-commerce revenue. It is followed by the furniture and the appliances with the 31%, fashion with the 15.5%, then the food and personal care with 11.5%, and even the toys, hobbies, and do-it-yourself, DIY, with the remaining 6.6%. So you are witness the e-commerce growth here in Pakistani jurisdiction. Now, whenever we are e-commerce, to first understand what's the e-commerce. E-commerce actually is a buying and selling of the goods using the internet and the transferring money and the data to complete those transactions. All stores that sell product online can be classified as the e-commerce. This could be anything from online marketplace like the Amazon and the Etsy to food, the delivery platform, and the B2B services, business to business services. Technology is enhancing how we do businesses at the phenomenon place, and the e-commerce trends continue to grow and evolve. During the pandemic, the traditional business suffered while the e-commerce companies boomed. Despite being able to shop in real life now, online grocery shopping continued to rise with a simple tool to set up the e-commerce websites and the e-commerce platform like the Shopee, then the Etsy and the eBay. Anyone can set up and the e-commerce store quickly for the marketing purposes. The benefits, many benefits. We are continuously talking about these phenomena. The e-commerce has been so successful that the many physical businesses implement the omni-channel sales strategies, including the selling online. Here are some more benefits related to this business. Reduce the operation costs. The e-commerce stores are typically cheaper to set up and operate than the physical bricks and the mortar stores. You can cut costs and avoid paying for the rent, furnishing signs, and the more. Extended opening hours and the global reach. And e-commerce stores never close its door to customer. The customer can purchase product at nearly any time of the day from anywhere in the world because they are not limited by opening hours or the proximity. Your business would exponentially increase sale conversions. With the online marketplace, yes, there are many ways to enhance the customer experiences and the reach, the consumer, and the digital marketing, the social media, and the search engine optimization, SEO, allow you to connect with the customer actively, searching for the goods and services like yours. Track your customer behavior and habit, such as the monitoring their shopping carts and improving your checkout processes. Yes, we have used here a term related to the omni-channel. Let's understand the omni-channel. Yes, the omni-channel is a term used in e-commerce and retail to describe a business strategy that aims to provide a seamless shopping experiences across all channels. So remember the omni-channel, including the in-stores, the mobile, and the online. Yes, this is the current phenomena related to the e-commerce business, the omni-channels. Future of e-commerce, the predictions and the projected phenomena. The growth in e-commerce is evident in the coming year. The revenue is expected to grow at the rate of 11.5% per year for a projected market volume of 1.5 billion by the 2027. It shows no sign of stopping as our culture and the landscape of acquiring the goods and services shifts. These are the trend shaping the e-commerce landscape. For example, the automation is everywhere now. The automation, supply chain, and the logistics are the crucial for the picking, packing, shipping, and the sending items around the world. The use of customer relation management, CRM tools, and the robotic technologies to automate and speed up these processes has been a game changer now and will continue to improve. Then we can say the personalized customer experience. The machine learning is now being used to optimize the shopping experiences, offering a more personalized approach with so many options for clothing, furniture, and other goods. It can be increasingly difficult for the customer to find the right product. Algorithms can help the track buying historically or the history and the preferences to suggest the right items for the customer, while the chatbots can help drive the better customer services. Yes, no, we can say that the social shopping is also there. The online shopping targets customer where they are. Instagram and the TikTok are the huge driver for brand to acquire the new sale because they can purchase directly from those sites or be the redirected in a few seconds to the items page. Yes, no, we are talking about the advantages of the choosing e-commerce. TTM, which is called the time to market. Yes, the e-commerce accelerate the TTM since it's relatively easy to start an online businesses compared to the traditional bricks and mortar stores. One can kickstart e-commerce swiftly through the various online platforms. Establishing an independent website might take a bit of time, but it will quicker than the setting up a physical store, marketing it, and securing the first sale. Growth. The e-commerce simplify the business's operation, allowing the business's owner to manage the product more efficiently. This allows businesses to take immediate steps and minimize losses. They can also refine their marketplace and the advertising strategies. All these factors contribute to business expansion. Then the important part is also related to the customer base. Yes, in e-commerce, the customer can purchase items from anywhere in the world. This allows businesses to expand their reach far beyond the local confines. Many businesses operate across various countries, tapping into a vast audience. Business hour, another consideration. Traditional businesses often adhere to specific business hour, 9 to 5, 9 to 6 are the many uh, more additions. In contrast, the e-commerce eliminate the constraint of the rigid time frame. Buyer can explore site and place order at any time round the clock. Yes, this is the phenomenon. Yes, we have some disadvantages as this is also the parallel to the advantages. The main disadvantages of such type of businesses, which we are talking about, the e-commerce or the digital trade, is the limited customer services. If you shop online for computer, for example, you cannot simply ask an employee to demonstrate a particular model feature in person. And although some websites let you chat online with a staff member, this is not a typical practice because virtually shopping is a difficult task, lack of instant gratification. Another aspect, when you buy an item online, you must wait for it to be shipped on your home or office. However, e-tailer like the Amazon made the waiting game a little bit less painful by offering the same day delivery as a premium option for the selected products. Inability to touch product, virtually you cannot. This is also the disadvantage of the e-commerce. Online images do not necessarily convey the whole story about an item. And so the e-commerce purchases can be unsatisfying when the product received do not match the consumer expectations. Case in point, an item of the clothing may be made from the showier fabrics than its online image indicates. Yes, another problem, reliance on the technology. Yes, if your website crashes, for example, and the garners and the overwhelming amount of traffic must be temporarily taken down for any reason. The Pakistani are the victim of this. Now, in these days, particularly the slow email access, your business is effectively closed until the e-commerce storefront is back. Then another disadvantage may be the higher competition. Yes, although the low barrier to entry regarding the low cost is an advantage. This means the other competitors can easily enter the market. The e-commerce companies must have the mindful marketing strategies and remain the diligence on the SEO optimization to ensure they maintain a digital presence. Now, gentlemen, we are turning about the types of the e-commerce or the application of the e-commerce. Yes, the type of e-commerce based on the business modules. Number one, we are talking about now related to the B2C business. Remember, here in Pakistani jurisdiction, the central bank or the State Bank of Pakistan also adopted vis-a-vis the government authority, the B2C business in their foreign exchange manual. Chapter number 12, para number 39, B2C businesses there. This is the most common type of e-commerce where the businesses offer the product to consumer online. With the rise in the online shopping, 75% of B2C buyer buy online at least once a month. Products are typically sold in a single unit, and the customer primarily purchases the product for the personal consumption, making them the sole decision makers in the buying processes. For example, the Amazon is the leading global B2C e-commerce platform. It offers the various products in various categories, allowing consumer to purchase almost anything. Then we have another form, B2B, which is also the very important aspect of the e-business, business to business transactions. In B2B e-commerce, the businesses sell product to other businesses. These products are mostly sold in bulk quantities at a wholesale prices. Gartner estimates that the 80% of B2B interaction will take place online by 2025. For the businesses, the factors like product quality, pricing, quantity, and the shipping are important. B2B buyers evaluate all these aspects and make decisions after internal discussion. This means there is usually more than one decision maker in B2B e-commerce. Megaventry is a B2B ERP software that will help you to manage your inventory and sale while being exclusively on the cloud. Then C2B, consumer to business. Yes, e-commerce related to C2B is where the individual provides their services or the product to the businesses online. This model often involves one-time or the short-term contractual relationship for the mutual benefit. 62% of the independent worker report the higher satisfaction than employees. Additionally, 1/3 of the US business hire independent contractors for the various services. making C2B e-commerce a work-going sector. The Upwork, for example, the Upwork is a US-based freelancing platform that connects the independent professional with businesses from around the world. Okay, no, comes to the C2C business, consumer to consumer. Such type of trade, the individuals sell their services or product to other consumer. These platforms facilitate the easier access to the potential buyer and the seller. C2C commerce is suitable for a variety of product and services. However, it is particularly popular for the second-hand items and unique products like the art, handicraft goods, and much more. Usually, individuals communicate directly on the C2C e-commerce platform. These platforms might charge the user commission or the fee. Etsy, for example, is a C2C e-commerce platform where the seller offers the unique and creative product to the millions of consumers. Now, the fifth type is related to B2A. Now the administration is there, or the government authorities is there. Business to government side, or the business to administration. Such type of trade is referred to the businesses selling services to the government. It typically involves the digital tools and the software that is the government uses to manage the public data, documents, etc. The government also use these tools and the software to manage their day-to-day activities in the government sector. Axilla is a type of B2A e-commerce that provides the cloud solution to the government. Then another type is the consumer to administration. The reverse is there. The e-commerce platform also connect the consumer to the administration or the government for transaction related to public administration costs. These platforms are utilized for payment and act as a communication channel between the government and its citizen. For example, the consumer might pay the tuition fee for the higher education through a specific websites. Moreover, the individual can submit the queries or the request for specific information. The government also posts a special announcement on these websites. So ultimately, one aspect is also there, which is called the direct to the consumer, D2C trade. D2C is an e-commerce model where the manufacturers sell directly to the customer. This model is on rise with 55% of consumer seeking direct access to the manufacturers for authentic products. American giant manufacturers, high quality men's and women's clothing, and sell their product directly to the consumer. So these were the 7 main application of the e-commerce trade. Now comes to the Pakistan became the 4th fastest growing freelancer market across the world. Yes, you can imagine. This is the growing phenomenon here in Pakistan, the freelance business, and the government authorities, including the Central Bank and the State Bank of Pakistan, provide the multiple facilitations and the motivational products related to the freelance business, particularly in the IT side. The retention account is the key typical examples where they can retain the 50% they're earning in the foreign currency, special foreign currency accounts. And they can use for the many accounts or the head of accounts, as mentioned in our foreign exchange manual issued by the central bank, chapter number 12, para number 40. Now look, the top 10 freelance countries. Here you are seeing that the US is number 1, the 78%, then the UK with the 59%, Brazil 48%, and then Pakistan is the 4th largest market of the freelancer, 47% shareholder. According to the global payment platform, the Pioneer Global Gig Economy Index, the Pakistan was among the top freelance market, leaving behind the regional countries, including India, Bangladesh, and Russia. Also, in Pakistan, there is a younger generation seeking more opportunities. The government initiatives are also reflecting the policies related to the enhancement in the businesses. 63% of the total population in Pakistan is below the age of 25 and has the massive potential for the freelancing business. The government run program like the Digi Skills and the e-Rozgar program, for example, help to boost this initiative. DigiSkills.pk is a Pakistan largest training programs. You can also get the benefits. Within a year, more than 500,000 training have been given across the Pakistan through this platform. Now, let's see the main features of the e-commerce policy issued by the government of Pakistan. The role of Central Bank or the State Bank of Pakistan will also be there. The e-commerce policy of Pakistan, the main features. For the purpose of the e-commerce policy, the e-commerce is defined as the definition of micro, small, and medium enterprises is the same as given by the State Bank of Pakistan in their prudential regulation. Buying and selling of the goods and services, including the digital products, through the electronic transaction conducted via the internet or the other computer mediated or the online communication network. Pakistan e-commerce industry is emerging rapidly and has a potential to strengthen country's economy. The existing ICT infrastructure is linking the remote area to the mainstream. Micro, small, and medium enterprises have unprecedented growth opportunities within and outside Pakistan through the online platform. While capitalizing on the effort made by the public and private sector so far, the Pakistan now needs to set up and take the measure to increase the competitiveness of the local e-commerce player, thereby enhancing their share in the local and the global market. Key stakeholder identified in the government of Pakistan e-commerce policy. Number one is the e-commerce business enterprises with freelance service provider, financial institution, revenue authorities and regulatory bodies, cross-border logistic entities, various SME and the consumer. Yes, the goal set up by the government under the e-commerce policy of Pakistan to augment the e-commerce industrial growth and to make it one of the key drivers of the Pakistan economy. To provide a single interface to the e-commerce enterprises through a single window hub and the National E-Commerce Council for review and implementation of the policy. To streamline the law and regulatory framework for the e-commerce business in Pakistan, both inland and across the border, keeping in view the ever-changing e-business dynamics. To contribute to achieving the higher growth, particularly the export growth, to enhance the activity from the e-commerce platform, to promote the small e-businesses and create employment opportunities through the digital connectivity for empowering youth, particularly and especially in the remote area, by raising awareness, training, and the financing, to provide an efficient e-payment infrastructure that allow for the smooth and quick local and cross-border transaction by issuing the rules, regulation, and the guidelines, to create an enabling environment for the e-businesses to operate and flourish by addressing challenges and the gap more significantly related to the legal system, taxation structures, and the digital infrastructures, to create such an e-commerce ecosystem which is responsive to consumer interest, including the dispute resolution or the arbitration, etc., to ensure the transparency and the accountability in the digital industry. Although the pace of increase in e-commerce adoption in Pakistan has been encouraging over the past few years, the country still lags behind the regional and comparable economies in terms of e-commerce. Therefore, there was a need to formulate a comprehensive policy to not only provide the impetus to e-commerce, but also to regulate the businesses. Now, the 9 policy area have been identified by the government of Pakistan under the e-commerce policy. Number 1, the e-commerce regulatory and facilitation environment, which is the key phenomenon. Financial inclusion and the digitization through the payment infrastructure development, SME and youth empowerment through the e-commerce, consumer protection in digital environment, taxation on the e-commerce activity, ICT sector and the telecom services in Pakistan, logistic for e-commerce platform, then the data protection and investment, global connectivity, and the multilateral negotiations. Okay, now comes towards the digital Pakistan policy, some more aspect related to the socio-economic sector of the Pakistan. And the government of Pakistan under the digital Pakistan policy gives the policy vision. The government of Pakistan strives to improve its citizen quality of life and economic well-being by ensuring the availability to accessible, affordable, reliable, universal and high-quality services related to ICT. The government of Pakistan strongly believes in the mass adoption of emerging digital technologies and the innovative application to enable the cross-sector socio-economic development and infrastructures of the economic activities, governance module, then the social interaction and the achievement of sustainable development goal. The visions with regard to the digital policy of Pakistan to become a strategic enabler for an accelerated digitization ecosystem to expand the knowledge-based economy and spur the socio-economic growth. There are the many objectives related to such policy. Then the commerce, enhance the current market size of the e-commerce, youth, women and girl empowerment using the IT, represent through the 60% and the 49% respectively, the women and the girls here in Pakistan jurisdiction. Ensuring the women and girls have equal access to the ICTs will help to reduce the inequalities and the support gender equalities. The value of ICTs is largely seen through the increased productivity, improved access to the health and education, equitable participation in social, political, and economic spheres through breaking the barrier of the isolation. Then the initiations related to the specific ICT for the girls program, information and communication technologies, a ranking of Pakistan, digital inclusion program. For example, the software technology parks are there, IT zones, then the software zones, technology park to set up at least the one state of the art purpose build, the software technology park at the major city of Pakistan. Federal and provincial government are the capital areas of the provinces and including the capital of Pakistan to promote the efficient, cost-effective collaboration, digitization, research and development, entrepreneurship, and innovation. Then we have the e-government module, the e-governance promotion, the e-governance to make the Pakistan the frontier in the good governance through the IT, enablement at all levels, ensure efficiency, transparency, and accountability by setting up the integrated government database and applications, increase the foreign and domestic investment. This is also the big cause, the make Pakistan an attractive destination for the investment in the IT or the IT enabled services industries to create the job and fuel economic growth. Then the persons with disabilities are also in the main focus areas. The person with disabilities, PWDs, include provisions of the prodigious empowerment of PWDs in the IT accessibility, standardization, the coordination and the sports standardization efforts, the maximize reusability, create synergies, and deliver the cost effectiveness. This includes the facilitation of the international standard certification, for example, the CMMI, ISO, or the procurement, etc. Now, the digitization of the key socio-economic sector, e-agriculture, that is related to the agriculture sector. Pakistan is the agro-based economy. So the key focus is also related to the agriculture. Now the e-agriculture to facilitate and assist the Ministry of National Food Security and Researches, create mobile agriculture information portal for collection and dissemination of the knowledge regarding the price, horticulture, diseases with remedial action, water quality, weather update, and the supply demand data for the agriculture commodity markets on a suitable and the sustainable model. Then the revamped geographical information system, GIS, for the Pakistan to monitoring the weather conditions or the environment and the plan sustainable agriculture. Then the prepare the latest agriculture R&I material in the local language, which is also equally important in order to improve its dissemination and the agriculture yield, which is the per acre yield. Make available agriculture extension services. Then the build ICT capacity in agriculture institutions. We have the many agriculture universities, research center, and the research institution. Yes, the ICT capacity building in the agriculture institution is a compulsory part for the agro-based economy like Pakistan. Then the health is also the another big issue here in Pakistan. So related to the e-commerce business, the e-health is also the part of digital policy of Pakistan to facilitate and assist the Ministry of National Health Services, regulation and coordination, accelerate the use of telemedicine, for example, which is the very useful tool to provide the clinical health care to distant rural communities, especially for the emergencies. Leverage access to the qualified specialized by building an online network of doctors and paramedics, staff working directly or the remotely within them. Promote digitization and automation. Digital Pakistan policy pages is also there. Set the e-health services page, which is also the part of e-health system. Then energy, another aspect, which is the most useful tool here in Pakistan, energy sector. The e-energy is also the part of digital Pakistan policy to facilitate and assist the Ministry of Water and Power to utilize IT to optimize the energy consumption in the domestic, industrial, and the retail stores. Establish the public-private partnership with the cellular operators and utility providers to utilize the 3G, 4G networks for solutions such as the smart grids, demand forecasting, and availability of the consumer product, or the portals to manage the energy consumptions. Then e-commerce to facilitate and assist the Ministry of Commerce to create an enabling environment that empowers the stakeholder in trade and commerce with the underlying infrastructure to improve the productivity and the positivity. Positions the nations of the global competition. Establish a national e-commerce gateways with the State Bank of Pakistan, with the support and the coordination of the relevant stakeholder to promote the internet merchant accounts to facilitate the B2B and the other inbound transaction. Now the e-justice is also the part of this. Amazing. To facilitate and assist the Ministry of Law and Justice to encourage the use of IT for administration of the justice to reduce the delay in the dispensation of the justice, eradicate the corruption, and remove the barrier to easy and equitable access to the justice. ICT education is another phenomena related to the Digital Pakistan policy to facilitate the Ministry of Federal Education and Professional Training, create opportunity to ensure the inclusive and equitable quality ICT education, and promote the lifelong learning process for all. Then the technology, as we are talking IoT, fintech, artificial intelligence, and the robotics, establish the specialized innovation center for the fintech, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, IoT, and the robotics in the major city of Pakistan. Promote home growth players in the IoT, fintech, AI, and the robotics by encouraging the high integrated startup ecosystem through collaboration with the national and international incubation centers, financial institutions, and universities, relevant government department, industries, consultant, and associations. Then the cloud computing and the big data or the metadata to engage with the relevant stakeholder like the NADRA, for example, FBR, AGPR, and ICT administration. Integrated federal government distributor database to enable the data mining and analysis of the data through the establishment of state-of-the-art Tier 3-4 national level data centers. Now, at the end of our presentation, let's see the e-commerce regulation and the facilitation here in Pakistan. Existing legal and regulatory environment related to e-commerce business. The Pakistan existing e-commerce regulatory framework primarily deals with the electronic transactions in general, including the payment cards, internet banking, branchless banking, internet and the branchless banking and payment system operations, PSOs, and the payment system providers, PSPs. The first legislation to give the legal recognition to the electronic document record, information, e-signature, communication and transaction was the Electronic Transaction Ordinance, year 2002, ETO 2002. We are saying here ETO 2002. Then the e-commerce is powered by online payment system. And for this purpose, the Payment System and Electronic Fund Transfer Act is also there, and which is called the PSEFT 2007. Payment System and the Electronic Fund Transfer Act 2007 was enacted, which provide for establishment and operation of the payment system operation, PSOs, and the payment system providers, PSPs, in Pakistan. Later, the Pakistan Electronic Crime Act is also there. PECA 2016 defined the offensive and the prescribed punishment. Together, ETO 2002 and the PSEFT 2007 and the PECA 2016 provide the basis of the legal framework for the e-commerce in Pakistan. In addition to these main statutes, there are various regulations of the State Bank of Pakistan concerning the payment card, internet banking, security framework, cyber security controls on banking, electronic, money institutions, and the branchless banking framework. Cross-border trade is controlled by the federal government through the import and export policy orders issued under the Import and Export Control Act 1950. And the custom duties are collected under the Custom Acts 1969, which is also called the Custom Act here in Pakistan. Remission and receipt of the payment is controlled by the SBP through the various regulations relating to the local and cross-border payment mechanism. Now, the end of our presentation and last slide is in front of you. You can contact me later on for any query. I will welcome. My contact detail and my YouTube educational channel link is also there. You can easily access to learn the 20 minutes vlog here also. So nice of you. Thank you very much for listening. Actually, the allocated time was so small in the little time, and the subject is the large value and the large content. So see you, inshallah, in the next program. And thank you very much, the Al-Sadiq Institute of Islamic Banking and Finances and the Takaful. And thank you very much, the coordination team under Ma'am Rupal and the Maria
Thank
Shah.
you so much for the
It's a few.
session. It's now time for our Q&A session. I guess we don't have any question and answers. If you have, kindly type it. Otherwise, you can unmute yourself and ask the question directly.
Welcome.
In the meantime, can I ask a question? So can I ask a question, sir?
Yes, you can. Why not?
Thank
Not
you.
so. Thank.
So, what do you think are the potential risk in alternative strategies?
Yes, anybody can reply before me?
Like there are alternative e-commerce strategies like hybrid online, offline models, various conversational commerce like AI-powered chatbots and virtual assistants, decentralized commerce platforms like blockchain for transparent
Yes.
transactions, peer-to-peer marketplaces. So, what do you suggest? Are there any alternative strategies under consideration?
Yes, these all are welcoming phenomena, but we have some problem related to the cyber security and the awareness in our people. That is,
Change management, you mean to
yes,
say?
yes, these are the key aspects which our government, regional governments, and the federal governments are focusing on this. The education related to the e-commerce business and the digital documentation and the new phenomena in these days in the international trade arena. So these are areas related to the risk, means the cyber security, IT auditors. We have the lab, the IT auditors also, which is the compulsory part to enhance the businesses related to the digital trade. Thank you, ma'am.
Agreed. Topmost, we must add that there is high initial implementation cost as well.
Of course, of course.
And what we lack the most, I guess, is we don't have, startups. They
Yes,
don't
so
engage in this thing.
yes, but the Ministry of IT and the central bank, vis-a-vis the FBR and the related ministries have the plan papers, or we can say the vision papers for the implementation in the future time. And they
Yes,
are,
they have the strategic plan for
yeah,
it.
yes, of course. And they are trying utmost for the implementation. And we can say that they are now in the implementation phase in the shape of the IT cities everywhere, and the special IT zones are also the indications that the government is willing to implement such type of plans,
The
inshallah.
government need to foster a culture of innovation, I
Yeah,
must say.
of course, of course.
And there is another thing I must add. There is a bit of resilience from customer as well.
Yes, this is the problem because of the literacy rate in our country. Awareness sessions are the compulsory part. We can say the training area is the lacking. And we are in the focuses in the institutions and the many other platforms like the Habib is here, then the many other Pakistan Institute of Management is also there, and the institution like you, the Al-Sadiq Institute, is also taking a very productive initiatives to enhance the awareness between the peoples, not only the peoples, but the students and the corporates and the bankers, etc. So these efforts will ultimately be beneficial for the all peoples,
Last but
inshallah.
not the least, a few suggestions from my side. There are some emerging trends we must look into, we must take a deep dive into. Those are,
Yes.
as you have highlighted, AI, artificial intelligence, augmented and virtual reality, voice commerce,
Agreed, 100% agreed. These,
IoT,
I,
and topmost
yeah,
decentralized technologies.
this is the future. This is the future, man.
So I'm really very thankful to you,
So nice of you.
sir, for such an enlightening presentation. It's now time to extend my heartfelt gratitude for sharing your valuable insights and expertise. And thank you all of you for participating in this webinar. I hope you found today's session really insightful and are inspired to explore the potential of digital trade and e-commerce in Pakistan. I hope you all have registered and soon you will receive your certificate of participation. Once again, I thank you all, especially uh, Qadri Sab for his valuable time. And we all look forward to seeing you in our future events. Thank you. Allah
Same.
Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.